Kobe Bryant couldn't fill, or Michael Jordan fill LeBron's shoes.
And I'm telling you, Kawhi is a better clutch performer than Kobe Bryant.
And then I will also remember Kobe as this. Kobe, in my estimation, is the greatest player ever to never be the best player in the league.
And here's how the top 10 pans out. Kobe, Oscar Robertson, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Will, Magic, Kareem, that's LeBron, and MJ.
When it comes to Kobe Bryant, he is by far one of the most polarizing players in NBA history. And despite 5 championships, numerous MVPs, there's still tons of false narratives about him and his overall career. And now in 2023, nearly a decade after he retired, these narratives are only getting worse. So in today's video, I'm going to debunk 3 Kobe myths that are pervasive in the NBA community. And the first myth I do want to debunk is that Kobe with Shaq was basically his Scottie Pippen. Now, no shade to Scottie Pippen, but Kobe with Shaq was a much better and more impactful player. And let's all admit up front, Shaq for those 3 championships was the best player in the world and the best player on the Lakers. Nobody, including myself, is arguing that. But what I would argue is that Shaq being so great for those teams kind of skewed the narrative about Kobe and just how good he was also on those teams. The only championship you can say Kobe was a Scottie Pippen type player was his first championship in 2000. As for that run, he averaged 21.1 points, 4 boards, 4 assists on 44-34 and 75 splits. That is Kobe's worst championship run alongside Shaq. But with that being said, it's as good if not better than a prime Pippen from 91 to 93. And surprising to me, Pippen's highest scoring average for a championship was 21.6 in 1991, nearly less than Kobe in 2000. And going one step further, comparing 2000 Kobe to 96, 97, and 98 Pippen, it's not even close. As Kobe averaged more points, blocks, higher field goal percentage, 3 percentage, and free throw percentage. And looking at 2001, his second championship run, his play was through the roof, averaging 29.4 points, 7.3 boards, 6.1 assists on 72-32 and 81 splits. For the Lakers, he was their leading scorer in the second round, as was the West Finals, outscoring Shaq, something Pippen with Jordan never did not once in a playoff series. And comparing that version of Kobe versus 2013 LeBron James, 82 Magic, 81 Bird, it is kind of hilarious. Only one of these players is called a Scottie Pippen, when debatably, he was better than all these guys for their championship runs. For a modern day comparison, 01 Shaq, 01 Kobe was like 2017 Durant and 2017 Steph. It was a 1A, 1B situation, not a clear-cut 1 and a clear-cut 2 like Jordan and Pippen. And to put the nail in the coffin for this narrative, looking at 01 Kobe to 02 versus Pippen from 91-93, their production, while both impressive, isn't really close in my view, as Kobe averaged 28-7-5 compared to Pippen, who averaged 28-6, and Kobe in 02 finished 5th MVP, 03 3rd, and 04 once again 5th, ahead of Shaq. Pippen with MJ for an entire season not once finished top 3 MVP voting, and only once with MJ finished top 5. My overall point being, Kobe in the early 2000s was a much better player than someone like Pippen, who was actually a clear-cut 2. Now, looking at our second myth, it's that Kobe not once was the best player in the world. And what some fans argue is that Kobe, he was top 3, top 2, but not once the clear-cut best in the world. Now, to make my case for Kobe actually being the best, here's how it goes. Look at 06. That year Kobe averaged 35.4 points with a just abysmal supporting cast, getting them 45 wins, having 21 40-point games, 4 50-point games, dropping 81 as was 62. If you say Kobe this year wasn't the best player in the world, that's fine. And what they always say is that Kobe, he wasn't winning, didn't have team success. And that's why in 06, he wasn't the best in the world. But look at 08, that year Kobe won his first MVP, was first team All-NBA, first team All-Defense, averaged 28 points a game, and only had Pau Gasol for 27 games. And for the entire season in Los Angeles, had the best record in the West, only losing 25 games. And one fact that's definitely overlooked is in the Western Conference Finals, he beat his big rival, that being Tim Duncan. And for the NBA Finals, yes, he lost to the Celtics in 6 games. But compared to LeBron James, who some argue was the best, Kobe actually made the West Finals, as was the NBA Finals. So if you argue Kobe in 06 wasn't the best due to team success, why wasn't the best in 08, making the finals and nearly winning the championship? Now looking at 09, it gets just really hard to argue Kobe was not the best in the world, as LA once again had the best record in the West, winning 65 games. In the playoffs, Kobe averaged 35-5, leading LA in scoring, assists, and steals. And for his roster, had no teammate above 20 points per game. And when it comes to competition that year in the West, he beat the 48-win Jazz, 53-win Rockets, 54-win Nuggets, and the finals, the near 60-win Magic. And in that final series, averaging 32 points a game, leading LA in assists and steals, beating him in 5, it was pure dominance. And ironically enough, the team Kobe beat was the team LeBron lost to in the previous round. For me personally, 09 Kobe, I think, was the best version of the Black Mamba. And saying he wasn't the best this year, I don't know what your argument would be. He won the championship, was all defensive, played great in the finals, and faced all-time great competition. Now, looking at 2010, once again I think Kobe was the best in the world, as LA, for the 3rd straight year, had the most wins in the West, with Kobe leading them. And looking at the best players in the world in 2010, Tim Duncan lost in the 2nd round, LeBron James also in the 2nd round, Dwayne Wade in the 1st round, and Dwight Howard in the East Finals. When it came to the NBA Finals, only one man was left standing, and that man was Kobe Bryant. And funny enough, the team Kobe beat in the finals, that being the Celtics, beat Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Dwight Howard in 3 previous rounds. And looking at LeBron James, you could say yes, he won the MVP and was great for his Cavaliers team. But in the biggest moments versus the Celtics, LeBron James shrunk and Kobe got better, as LeBron versus the Celtics, after being up 2-1, had 3 straight stinkers, averaging 21, 11, and 8 on 34% shooting last 3 games of that series, compared to Kobe, who averaged 29, 10, and 3 on 40% shooting. Even the biggest Kobe hater would admit, in 09 and 2010, he was the best in the world. Now, looking at our last big-time Kobe narrative, it's that Kobe, quote-unquote, wasn't as clutch as you think. And what this comes from is really, I would say, a lot of ESPN stats, the last 10 seconds of a game, last 24 seconds, and game time go-ahead shots. And while those stats are fun, for clutch time play, they don't paint the entire picture. As looking at Kobe from 01 to 03, really before his absolute prime, he was still a great 4th quarter player. In 01, averaging 8 points, 02, 8.1, and in 03, a staggering 9.6. For 3 straight years, Kobe, 01 to 03, was first in 4th quarter scoring. And look at number 24, in 08, averaged 9.2 points, 09, 7.6, and 2010, 7.8. For 2008 and 2009, Kobe was once again first in 4th quarter scoring, and in 2010, ranked 2nd. And for his entire career, 20 years, 5 times in the playoffs, ranked 1st in 4th quarter scoring. and for 3 of those years, won championships in said season. Now, speaking of championships, the NBA Finals, the biggest stage, looking at Kobe at clutch time scoring for the NBA Finals, he's better than you'd expect, having a total of 78 points on 45.2% shooting, compared to someone like LeBron James, who only has 76 points while playing more games on 30.8% shooting. My overall point is pretty simple. When it comes to Kobe's clutch time gene, there are some stats that benefit him and some stats that really don't. But if you watch the actual games, there is no doubt in your mind Kobe was a great clutch time player. So that right there is the end of the video. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.